So the other day, I went to another Trump protest. This was on Monday, so Labor Day. Couple days late. I was gonna make this yesterday, and I just kind of didn't. So it was a Labor Day protest. It happened in Chicago. I didn't really get footage of it this time, cause unlike the other time where I was like on a statue right behind the people speaking, this time I was kind of behind everything. And part of the reason for that was because when I showed up there, um, I get into the crowd and there are two booths set up at this one area for the American Communist Party. Now, look, okay, I support unions and workers as much as the next guy, but I'm not a communist, alright? So, kind of try to put some distance between myself and them. You know, I don't know nothing against you if you're a communist, I guess. I'm not, though. All right, I know history well enough. All right, and I'm not saying like fascism is any better. They're both pretty bad. I'm not gonna compare the two. I'm not doing it. They're both pretty bad. All right, but anyway, so this time I was behind the just behind a lot of the crowd there. And I couldn't really see the speakers this time, but I could hear what they were saying. You know, the usual stuff. It's Labor Day protest, so they're talking about the unions and going after like Target and Amazon and, all these shitty corporations that are just, trying to really take a dump on their low tier workers there. And a lot of that kind of stuff. Uh, Funnily enough, well, first of all, I didn't get in the news this time. So, you're not going to be able to see my glorious deadpan face in the national news or anything like that. I know, disappointing, I know. But, so I was behind the place. There was, first of all, so behind me, a little ways, there were a bunch of furries in fursuits. All right, and they had signs like "Furries for Trump." Sure. I mean, all right, all right. I guess I don't know if Trump has said anything about the furries, but I wouldn't bring it up. I'm nothing good, I'm sure. But I'm also not a furry, by the way, just for the record. For the record. Um. Also back there was this guy dressed as Santa Claus, and he had a sign that said even the naughty list is ashamed of Trump or something to that nature. So that was a little funny, I guess. Um, there was another sign. Well, I mean, there was a bunch of signs. There was a person who had a giant inflatable, like it was a giant inflatable baby Trump, and he was handing out smaller, like baby Trump balloons. Where do you even buy a thing like that? Well, the internet, I guess. Obviously, kind of answered my own question there, but yeah. So it wasn't really all that eventful, honestly. Like they did their speaking, people got there, some news outlets were there. There was a helicopter flying around. I don't know if it was a news helicopter or if it was just something else. And then they did a march around the city. And yeah, that was pretty much it. I took the train in this time to the city, to Chicago, because I'm sure as shit not driving into Chicago, alright? You know, train ticket is about 14 bucks from where I am. Parking in a parking garage in the city is like 50 bucks. It's insanity. So, uh, yeah, really nothing interesting happened that was of note. It was just kind of a normal, I guess, protest against the Donald. All right, you know, I don't know if I'm gonna go to any more of these, but try to get. I'm not normally that invested in politics, but these are kind of uh, outlying circumstances, I guess. That's the word I'm trying to use here. But yeah, not really all that thrilling, I guess. Not really all that different. The first one was a little more interesting, but I had a better view that time. So, yeah. I don't really have anything to end it on, so